Hello there and welcome back to Castille. Last time, well, we spotted Portugal and they were attempting to, well, establish some colonies up here. And that is of course not something that I like. So we might actually have to declare war on the Portuguese. But as things are now, I will be waiting until until we are done with, which one was it that was done? Magdalena? Yes it was. So I don't actually have any troops that I can fetch, do I? No. But that wasn't actually the fact here. I actually got an offer from England straight away, which is good, I think. And by that I can actually cancel or dissolve the alliance with the Portuguese, set them as my rival, I think. I think I'll actually just do that. But unfortunately I haven't been lucky, got my my dynasty on their throne, which is quite bad. But at least I got a good general for the upcoming war. And hopefully I can get admin or military tech 10 before they do, because if I do, then I'm pretty sure we'll be able to pull this off. But it's still a decade, as you know, so we'll be waiting, patiently waiting, and we'll be seeing how that actually goes. So we'll be continuing colonizing the islands. We still need to take that one from Portugal to get the achievement, I believe, no pirates in my Caribbean or something. Basically take the entire Caribbean for yourself, and we'll most likely be trying to pull that off, more or less. Guadalupe up here, we can fetch them, dump them off in one of these two, probably the one we currently have already started. So yes, we'll have to see how that turns out, but for now we'll be well, I think fabricating a claim to the colony would be a good start, and other than that I'm a little bit unsure what I actually want to do here. So let's see, can I actually fabricate a claim on the colony? Trarsa, yes I can. Can also fabricate a claim on the other colony, so I don't get why I need this idea, so that's kind of weird. Apparently that idea has become useless as things are now, but at least I think I can fabricate a claim on Madeira and take that one, and I'll also be taking that island, and I'll be hiring an explorer to check out where the island is up here, or if the Portuguese actually have taken it. I might actually just check it on the login screen. Although that could be potentially a little bit cheaty, I guess, but I'll see. I'll probably just hire an explorer, because if they have it, I'll have to do it anyway. So for now, we'll be continuing colonization, waiting to get Aragon and form Spain. Then we'll be going after Portugal. I believe I'll actually get claims to most of Portugal lands as well. So we'll see how that turns out. But for now, we'll be waiting, and we'll be colonizing. Denmark, they tell us of the Protestant Reformation. So apparently it happened in Denmark, not surprisingly really, but the Danes will most likely, I think, turn Protestant, so that's not that surprising. Apparently the capital and Bergenshus, the Norwegian province, so that's kind of fun. Far away from me though, which is kind of good and safe, more to the point. And yes, it seems that the Aragonese actually turned this one Catalan, which is kind of bad for me because I want to release Provence. So we'll see how that turns out. But once they're actually integrated, I'll get a very far border with the French here, and that'll most likely start causing some very severe trouble for me. So we'll have to see. The French and the Portuguese are basically two of the targets that will be important to deal with once we actually get ourselves into a position where that will actually be an issue. So while we consider how we'll actually deal with that, I'll just continue colonizing, waiting for, well, let's see here. The Fuggers were a peasant family of weavers from Augsburg during the 15th century who rose through trade and transaction in money to banks of the Habsburgs and the popes. Jacob Fugger the Rich, 1511 to 1525, financed Charles V's wars and election to the empire, controlled European lead, silver and copper production, and obtained a monopoly in quicksilver. Anton Fugger, successor, 1525 to 1560, had trading concessions in Chile, Peru and Moscow. However, the company declined by the end of the 16th century because of the state bankruptcy in Spain, family conflicts and lack of interest on the part of the heirs. So apparently, it's only to the death of my heirs, I don't care, it's interest per annum. I'll not be taking that many loans, so I'll take that point stability, thank you very much. Not an event that makes much sense, but it adds a little bit of flavor though. So if it had been, let's say, inflation -1 yeah, until it's that, then it would be a little bit more interesting. But simply loans, I don't find that to be that interesting at all. So yes, we'll be continuing colonizing, and we'll be waiting for a chance to go after Portugal, because the fact that they now have the colony is a declaration of war to come, more or less. So we'll see how that goes. We have gotten the idea of faster colonies, which gives colonies travel time minus 32%. Actually quite good. It makes well, it makes it a little bit quicker for my colonies to actually run back and forth. And the next one is actually the one that I'm looking forward to, the idea which will allow me to have another diplomatic relation. Most likely I'll just release Guyenne and use them to take southern France. So we'll see how that turns out, if that's actually viable, or if it actually turns out as expected. And we'll also most likely then start or prepare ourselves for the war against against Portugal, and most likely France too. I think I can start integration of yes, it'll actually take forever though, but I can live with that. So let's see here, whom else or what else can I do? Can I get a guy that boosts it for me? No. So we'll just continue colonization efforts, and other than that, we won't actually do too much. My king, France declared war upon England. They decide reconquest as their cast a spell eye. So once again, I'll actually have to well, decline, because I don't want the French into my lands. That is something that the English should have understood by now, that I do not adore the thought of Frenchmen starting to cause trouble within well, my lands, more or less, and the fact that they'll definitely do so, not to mention. So yes, not a fan at all. Military access from France I can of course accept, because as far as I know, the Portuguese will actually end up in war with them. So part of this war, so I can't actually complain with having them help me, more or less, screwing over, well, everyone, more or less. But that's not the point here. Back to what I'm doing. I'll be continuing colonization here. My cabo is done, and that means that I need to get up some more colonies here. I currently have 5. I should potentially go up to 7 now, because as you can see, I'm actually making quite a lot of money. But 7, I think, will actually be 40 ducats a month. So going that high up is probably not the wisest move, more or less. So we'll have to see how that goes. But for now, we'll just be focusing on colonization, trying to get as many of these provinces, islands, whatever as possible. Basically, we'll be trying to run out of the Portuguese colonial range, and that'll be very interesting to see if we can actually pull off. Yes, as you can see, colonial maintenance actually doubles for each colony, so the next one will actually cost me 40. So I think I'll just stick to 6 for now. But this at least means that I can start building up my armies, getting ready for war in Europe, and that is, well, almost the same or as good as what I was aiming for originally. So we'll be building up here, and potentially I'll be declaring war now straight once the French here are done, because once the French are done, the Portuguese won't actually have any forces at all. They will be very, very weak, and thus I should be able to take their lands without any fight at all. So I think I'll actually do this, work on that, use this to my advantage, declare war. Because as you can see, Portuguese troops now are 0, none, and that is positive for me, because of the fact that I can now declare war, and Aragon and everyone else will actually join in, and I can laugh all the way to, well, not the bank, but you get my meaning here. So we'll be cancelling that military access, and then we will be declaring war. So hopefully this colony ain't done. Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. Nope, it's not done, and that helps me in the manner that I can now steal that colony without too much fuss, and hopefully I can do that before it's done. So let's declare war on the 2nd of January. Colony done? Nope. Declare war, take colonial conquest, I guess, and call all the willing allies. Burgundy will join in, which will help me a little bit against England at least. But yeah, as long as I can take these colonies, and I should potentially have figured out if they had a colony over in the eastern lands first, but I did not check that, so we'll simply seize that one and park and march and start sieges basically everywhere that the French haven't. And yes, I will be taking Trarza and potentially try and take the 2 islands that they have, these 2. So we'll see how this plays out, if I get what I want or not, but I'm pretty sure that I will. The only problem now is, I think, the Portuguese Navy. So I'll be landing my ships here, and we'll basically be sieging their heartlands, and yes, I will be dragging this war out, or the war will drag itself out, I guess is the right term, because of the fact that, well, minus 24, so they're blocking something here, or did I set up an... Yeah, I took that colony from them, that's right, but it's almost done, so it should be fine. But I need a colonist simply for the purpose of changing culture, hopefully. So let's see here, this is a French siege, do not want to help that one. This is also a French siege, do not want to help that one. So yes, we'll be sieging, and hopefully we can get what I am after. At least I can hope. So we'll see how it goes. And yes, I should have invested in military tech rather than the other type. So sieges, and hopefully we can get what I'm after here. So we'll see how it goes. As you can see, I just made it in time. Saint Kitts actually became a nationalism. Actually, I don't get why. Castilian and Catholic, so it should actually be mine. On that note, though, I will be coring most of these. As you can see, there are actually quite a lot of colonies here that I can start coring, so I will just do that. Although it's quite a waste of admin tech. Due to the fact now that we have gotten what we want from the Portuguese, I don't actually have any reason to keep my admin tech around anymore. So I'll just allow it to, well, I guess you could say I'll just use it, more or less. And that is basically what happened. I'll be keeping these troops here, I think, for the purposes of defense. I did not want to do this though. Caribbean, there we go. And apparently the Portuguese are simply setting up new colonies. So I'll be seizing that one just before the end of this war. But it's a little bit interesting, the fact that they could actually set up a colony all the way over here. That is definitely a scary thought. So I might actually keep this war going for quite a while, simply to get what I want. So we'll see how it all turns out in the end. Unfortunately though, for them, I got military tech 10 right now, during the war more or less, and with that we get an increase in 25% maneuver units, along with some new infantry, cavalry and cannons. I basically think we got upgrades all along the... all along the line. We'll go for the Landsknecht, I think, and Schwarze Reiter, and we'll also take the Pedrero. So yes, my morale will be crappy for a little while, but it should be fine. Hopefully though I can sneak my troops over to well, the other side more or less, and if not, that would be a little bit too bad for me. But the sieges are coming along nicely, and the aim here is, well, I'll be sending these guys to deal with the peasants in Aragon. And then we'll be moving troops over to the other Portuguese lands here. So we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully I can bribe out England further down the line here. Let's see here. 40, how much do I have to pay them then? Nope, they do not want gold. Do you want me to concede defeat? No. So yes, if I can just... are you still at war with France, Scotland? So yes, potentially the French here will actually... well, the French could actually just siege a couple of provinces here for me. That would also help out quite a lot. But for now, I'll be helping Aragon, or basically guiding their armies to deal with the rebels. And other than that, not really use them for that much. Hopefully, I'll be able to siege the remainder of the Portuguese heartlands once the French are done with them. But we'll have to see how this goes. I'm pretty sure we will get what we want in the end. And yes, I also could take another idea, and we'll do that. Additional diplomats would now have +2 diplomatic relations, and I can basically release now Guyane as soon as this war is over. So with that in mind, we'll not be doing that much, but we will be trying to take that colony and probably or probably some else colonies or some more colonies. But yeah, I'll be saving up 50 diplomatic power now for the purpose of finding the island up here, and we'll also be aiming to take these two. And that colony and that island. That should actually lower the Portuguese length, or the length of where they can colonize, enough to actually well, force it down to levels that I would say are acceptable. So with that in mind, I will be fighting the war, and we'll see what happens. Well, I did find Bermuda, and that tells me that the Portuguese has a crazy colonial range, and that is a very bad thing for me. So I need to actually find this piece here, so I can try and colonize it. And I think by taking Trarza and also these two islands here, I should be enough to limit the Portuguese colonial. I know possibilities, length, far enough to actually start causing some issues here. We'll also go ahead and take Admin Tech 10, which gives me Modern Theocracy, which also allows me to take another group of ideas, and I think I'll actually go for... I'm pretty tempted to go for religious ideas, but also very tempted to go for economic here, because of the yearly inflation reduction. So I think we'll actually go for economic ideas first, and then we'll most likely take religious afterwards. It's a little bit... It'll actually take quite a while until we can get them, though, thanks to that. But it should be fine, even so. We will not be taking much otherwise than we'll take from Portugal here. Other than that, we'll most likely try and take it peacefully by being nice, more or less. And hopefully then I can get Tuscany here by vassalization once we actually get the border. As you can see, it's not really that far away. So we'll have to see. Aragon will give me a lot of base tax, and also the wars against France. I'll not be taking too much from France directly, so that should also not be that much of an issue. And as you can see, the Burgundy guys actually has quite a lot of troops, and it also seems that they're pretty damn stable, so that the Austrians won't actually inherit them by luck or anything at all like that. So that's very that's also another positive thing to take with me. So yes, we will be continuing our colonization attempts, and we'll see if we can actually stop Portugal by taking those 3 provinces, and most likely having them hand back something to Morocco as well. We'll have to see. So that'll probably be the end of this episode, but at least now you know what I'm thinking, what I'm planning, and we'll see if we can pull this off in a fashion that will grant us what we want. So once again, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and we'll deal or finish up Portugal next time. See you later. Bye.